Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Shipyard Champions. It is now time for the heavy cruiser competition of the Admiralympics, and I'm now fighting in Division 1. The light cruiser fight went well enough that I tiered up all the way to the top without even taking part in the DD competition, so that's pretty good. And my opponents in Division 1 are, let's see, Stealth 17 and Polywhirl. So I will choose one of them to fight for my scoring attempt, and one of them to fight as a bonus. And we're going to do Stealth 17 first, so that's going to be my scoring attempt. He's made 2 US heavy cruisers, and because he's the opponent, it's his choice of daytime and weather and starting range. So he specified 25,000 meters clear and day. So let's just take a look at the ship I made, in case I don't tack or forget to tack on the design part of the video to the start of this. This is the Not a Battlecruiser, kind of going in theme with the Not a Battleship I did for the light cruiser competition. And again, I went for well, it's not the highest resistance heavy cruiser hull available in 1920, but it's the highest resistance heavy cruiser hull that is not a very slow type of armored cruiser, because you had some of those too available to a couple of different nations with a resistance of 80, but you can't really make those go much faster than maybe 23 knots. Could possibly push it to 25 if you really push it. And those also have really poor tower spotting available to them. So this one is pretty good at 7100. And tower spotting was kind of a problem with the light cruiser portion of the fight, and it's definitely gonna be in the heavy cruiser portion if I go with a cruiser that has only like 3,000 meter tower spotting. I would be outspotted and gunned down from range. So that's why I went with this hull. And again, Russian. They just seem to get very good resistance bonuses on a lot of these heavy cruiser hulls. So that's that. I know the Germans get some really good ones, but not available in 1920. Anyway, let's start the fight. Let's see what we can do with these ships that Stealth 17 has made. And it's clear and day as specified by Stealth, and also 25,000 meter starting range, so no one is spotting anyone at the moment. So these ships that I've made, as you can see, they have no secondaries, and that is because I don't want to incur a lot of crew damage or just damage in general by having poorly defended, poorly armored secondaries all over my ships. They're probably not going to do much in a heavy cruiser on heavy cruiser fight anyway. So I went with primaries only. Pretty decent armor all over. And I'm hoping that if I can't avoid just taking a lot of hits, then those hits will just hopefully not do too much damage. So he specified 25,000 meter starting range. I'm thinking he has a lot of long range firepower. I might end up getting outspotted again. Yep, I am. The Maryland has spotted the Triumph, and we are taking fire. Not sure if that's because my my tower spotting isn't good enough, or because my ships are just kind of big. I did go for increased beam and draft. How far away are we spotting them? 15 kilometer. So here's the Maryland. kind of ship is this? It's also got pretty good armor. A lot of deck armor. 11.9-inch guns. With, let's see, accuracy at 15,000, 1.2, 1.4. I got 0.7 and 1.3. So, AP accuracy, not that different. What kind of shells do you have? Cap ballistic and standard AP. Okay. Shell size, heavy. Only 21 knots, so I'm faster. No increase in beam and draft. Oh yeah, it's got the big cage mast tower. I think you get like really insane tower spotting out of those things. Max cruising speed is not bad on these, because I went with the turbo electric drive. Now, one of my main weaknesses actually is the gun recoil. I got a lot of guns on a heavy cruiser. You can see the effect of gun recoil. It's kind of bad. There we go, we're scoring some hits. What kind of pen do you have at this range? Maryland. 9.6 inches. With belt penetration. 142% armor. 138. And you had how much belt armor? 8.2. Yeah, I can pen that. I can go through that. We're scoring some hits, but not doing too much damage. So both my ships have switched to HE. Yeah, you've got a lot of armor. Kind of going with the same same plan as I did. Do we have a good flat angle yet? Not quite. I think they have a better flat angle on me than I do on them currently. 11 kilometers. We are getting within secondary range. They got some 5.9-inch guns as secondaries. Switch to AP now. See if we can get some penetrations. There we go. Good hit on Maryland. Couple more like those. And there we go. She's turning in towards us, going flat. This could be pretty good if you just score some hits. There we go, another flooding hit. We're just gonna flood this out. I was considering switching to the Charleston now. Yep, my ship switched, and that's just as well, because I was considering doing that. We got a much better angle on Charleston at the moment. we can cause some decent flooding damage on both of them. They're going to be more or less immobile. His guns are 11.9s. I wanted to make my 11.9s too, but I just really didn't have enough displacement for it. In hindsight, dropping one of my 5 turrets, going down to a more conventional ABXY layout. There we go, flooding. And spending that extra displacement on making them 11.9s and adding some more armor might have been a good idea. More flooding. But this is just what we have. Okay, back to auto. The angle isn't too great now. When the not a battlecruiser takes a couple more hits, I'm gonna detach it from the division and try to have the Triumph be their primary target if I can. Back to AP because we're pretty flat on. There we go. That was a big penetration, main belt pen. Charleston did not like that. Did not like it at all. Yeah, engine out. Flooding angle, can't fire back. Can get a little bit closer, I think. No, 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 no. Don't switch now. We almost have her. Very typical Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts thing. Just when you're getting really effective fire on target, your ships decide to switch targets. And all that ranging fire you did was for nothing. And you missed the opportunity of landing some good hits on a flat angle enemy ship, which is now going bow in and making itself a much tougher target. But on the bright side, the Triumph is now taking the brunt of the enemy fire. Let's see, let's get a little bit flatter. And okay, they're firing AP on their own now. There we go, more flooding. And even more flooding. Was that the kill shot? Yeah, it was. Now you switch. Charleston is down, and we've taken almost no damage. No serious damage, at least. And instantly, good flooding hit on Maryland. Which should now also be having angle issues and not able to fire back. I think, yeah, 2 engines out, more flooding. I think it's sinking. There she goes. That was a pretty clean victory. Yeah. No, not even medium damage taken. Very good. So, that was Stealth 17's ships. Now, Poliwhirl has built... What did he build? Austro-Hungarian Empire. Heavy cruiser. Heavy Daka cruiser is the name of his shared design. And he has specified clear weather evening 7 kilometers. Seven kilometers. Okay, so we're going very close in now. Let's see if my ships are up for that. I think that in this case, the oh yeah, that's a lot of firepower. In this case, my advantage is probably in speed. Yeah. 23 knots. Maxed out beam, minus 15 draft. Okay. It's a lot of 10-inch guns. Singles. It's quite a bit of armor too. And I'm just surprised he didn't use any casemates for this. Turbo electric. Yeah, so this one probably has more resistance than I do. But that minus 15% draft though. Anyway, let's open up the range a little bit. I know I can outspot these, because that's one of the hulls I was looking at, and they've got very poor tower spotting. So we're just gonna get a bit of distance between us. The instant flooding on Traun. Heavy Daka cruiser. You can target one each. A very orky name. Flashfire. Oh wow. Are we lucky today or what? It's kind of what you get for having a bajillion turrets. Was that all of your ammo? It was a lot of your ammo. What kind of turret armor did he have? Which turret did I hit? Secondary gun penetration. Okay. Yeah, a secondary gun was destroyed. And the I think that, yeah, that was a 5-inch turret, probably. Wasn't it? Yeah, 5-inch turret got destroyed. I know that's a 10-inch turret popping off, but might have been the 5-inch turret that got destroyed, triggering it. I'm not really outspotting them as much as I hoped I would be. What's happening to my amazing tower spotting that I was bragging about? There we go. I am out spotting them now. But only by a little bit. And they're spotting me back when I fire. Destroy the main gun. We're just gonna keep firing at the heavy dock cruiser now. The other one, while it's still afloat, it did lose a lot of its ammo. So it won't be able to provide effective fire for that much longer, I think. Not a battlecruiser, has taken some pretty big hits though. Might end up giving Poliwhirl some points here for damaging my ship. It could be the decreased draft he had, making his ships harder to spot. While mine are easier to spot, and that kind of cancels out my tower spotting advantage. Let's go reacquire the targets. There we go. Traun is almost sunk. Let's go with some more AP, get some more flooding, and actually bring it down if we can. Yeah, my supposed tower spotting advantage is not really doing anything for me. At least I have the speed advantage to dictate the engagement. Let's have not a battlecruiser be the closest one now, because she's taken less damage. Back to auto. And again, we're gonna have to spot the enemy ship. And it's trending towards night, so spotting ranges are just gonna decrease further from here. Trending towards night, that's a very technical way to say the sun is setting. My flash fire luck Didn't really last that long. Yeah, she still has plenty of ammo. I'm taking a lot of damage from these hits. What kind of ammo did you have? What kind of pen do you have? Lots of pen. Super heavy shells. High capacity and capped AP. Okay. Let's bring down this damaged one. I should be able to go through the belts at any range I can spot it at, so... But I will need to hit it at a pretty flat angle to do that. There we go, more flooding. More main gun damage. Another main gun destroyed. Let's turn about again. Have the Slavarossi sail pretty much straight. Now I think it's the not a battlecruiser's turn to be in the rear, while Slavarossi does the spotting. I'm gonna have to find a way to like engage them on a flat angle. Somehow. flank. If I get them sailing straight towards the not a battlecruiser, well, Slava Rossi comes at them from the flank. And there we go, it's night now. Now you're gonna fire AP, Slava. There we go, flooding. Exactly what I wanted. Traun, how fast are you going? 10.8 knots. So we're gonna slow down here. Let's say 12 knots. And we're gonna try and have the Traun just follow the not a battlecruiser. While Slava Rossi takes them from the flank. Ricochets. I'm taking flooding hits. With minus 15 draft, they should have worse floatability. But it's just really not manifesting the way I wanted it to. Not a battlecruiser, you can actually slow down. Have them catch up a little bit. Unless they're now just following the Slava Rossi. No, they're coming here. Okay. Good. So you're also going to slow down now, Slava. You're going to lightly speed up to... Wow, you're down to 6 knots. Yeah, it's because of that added flooding you took. Okay, 11 kilometers away. Should be able to pen at that range. Let's get some good hits now. I'm not just gonna run out of ammo now, am I? I hope not. There we go, more flooding. And I think that was it. Yeah, that was it for Traun. Now the Kildaka cruiser is still around. Probably also gonna be following the not a battlecruiser, but she's a little bit faster than Traun was. So we're just gonna wait for her to get into spotting range. There she is. And we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. 14.3 knots, so you need to speed up. Ah, you're on low fuel. That's handy. What's my fuel? Like 63%. The heavy Dhaka cruiser is actually running out of ammo. There we go. Flooding. and another main gun destroyed. Down to 14 knots. We can match that with the Slava. Not a battlecruiser, slow down to 14 as well. He's returning fire on the Slava now. It seems to be still following the not a battlecruiser. 11.8 knots. And we briefly lost sight of her. That means I have to re-aim, but that's kind of quick at this range. Getting a good chance to hit. Okay, she's now following the Slava Rossi. That means not a battlecruiser is the one with the flat angle. So I'm gonna switch the roles here. Have Slava Rossi be the one getting chased. 12 knots. While not a battlecruiser fires into her flank. See, can we score some more penetrations? Please. We are firing AP with this, right? Yeah, we are. Should be. We are. Now you're flat on to Slava. There you go, flooding. Flash fires, great. That was a lot of ammo cooking off. I think that means I can probably get close now. She doesn't have a lot of ammo left to hurt us with. Slava is out of AP. But not a battlecruiser. It's not a battlecruiser without AP. Need a couple more flooding hits. And the heavy Daka cruiser is gonna go down. And that was it. Excellent. But I think I did give Polyworld some points here for damage. Yeah, 2 medium damage. All right. Now, that was my 2 battles in Division 1. However, for some reason, Ulayri is stuck alone in Division 3. I don't know why its 1st and 2nd Division has 2 has 3 players each, and 3rd division is just Ulayuri by himself. So I'm gonna fight his ship too. Weather is clear. Time is dawn. Range 7 kilometers. Japan. Time dawn. Yeah, that means morning, right? I think it is. Anyway, let's fight these 2 Japanese heavy cruisers at 7 kilometers. I have a feeling they're either gonna be the same as those Austrian ships with a lot of guns, or they're gonna be torpedo boats. Let's see, what are we up against? They got torpedoes, alright. 9-inch guns. 7.2 kilometer torpedoes. They got some armor. Very heavy main deck. And Mark IV 9-inch guns. When I built my ships, my choice was either 9-inch, because they were Mark IV, or 11-inch, because they were the biggest ones. I went with 11s. Because they do still have a an advantage at range, even though they're only Mark III. But of course, he's got the rate of fire on me. There we go, we're scoring some flooding hits. You got increased beam and draft. What else do you have? Gear turbines, oil 1. Max AP. What can you pen? So at 13,000 meters I should be safe. Get off Orlov. I want you to keep focusing the Otago and stop switching targets. Darn you. Let's see. Bigger bubbles. Took some hits. We're gonna be making some bubbles going down. Not launching torpedoes, because the torpedoes are out of range. I wonder if these Japanese heavy cruiser hulls are some of the ones with really low resistance. Guys, why are we firing HE now? I think AP would work really well if you would just load it. Orlov is taking some damage. Let's hope my main guns don't explode, like the Austrians did in the last battle. There we go. We have a flash fire, but luckily it's not mine. It's the Otago. Lost a couple of turrets, and now she is flooding to death. Now, both my ships can focus the bigger bubbles. Off Orlov, I want you to get at a safer angle. And bigger bubbles, I think, will be making bubbles going down. Because she's taking a lot of flooding. Single hull bottom, okay. Yeah. And there she goes. So that was a little bit quicker than the Austrian battle. Let's, before I end this, let's take a look at the enemy ships. So, here we go, the bigger bubbles. 9-inch guns. Yeah, single bottom, no barbette armor. What was your flash fire chance here? 4.7%, that's not too bad. Standard shells, fast torpedoes, 20-inch. Yeah, maxed out on the armor there. Experimental heavy cruiser, 45 resistance. Yep, that sounds about right. Maxed out barrel length. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent. What was your final resistance here? 60. Yeah, minus 7% gun damage. Do get some minus gun damage from the beam and draft though, but I think going with the double or triple hull bottom would have made them not sink so fast. Anyway, let's see. We also had, where's Austria-Hungary? Here it is. Heavy Dhaka cruiser. You had a flash fire chance of 4.9%. Also not bad. Resistance 117. Krupp 1. And yeah, low range. That's why they ran out of fuel towards the end. Maxed out armor. I would have probably gone a little bit lighter on the main deck and dropped the inner belts. Gone for better reloading. A slightly better barbette and a triple hull bottom. That's probably what I would have done. That's a lot of firepower. It's a lot of turrets. And the last one was Stealth 17's American cruiser. That was mine. Charleston. Also low range. Could have also ended up on low fuel had the battle lasted longer. Single hull bottom, anti-torp 1. Maxed out armor again, with a lot of armor on the main deck and the inner citadels. Although the deck armor isn't actually too unreasonable, given that in vanilla you have a lot of deck penetration. Like crazy amounts of deck penetration. Final resistance was 87.5. Again with the single hull bottoms though. You gain a lot from this, the resistance bonus. At least if your hull has kind of decent resistance to begin with. Which granted this doesn't really, but 66 isn't too bad. Yeah, that was this week's Shipyard Champions. What's the tower spawning on this? 5,800. That's not too terrible. Probably down to my my ship having all those main gun turrets and the increased beam and draft that I was not able to outspot it. What was the case with the Austrian here? Only 3,450. But it's probably the where is it? Where is it? Detection. Detectability 6,809. Is that from the minus draft? Possibly. Did gain plus 20% slope design though from the minus draft. And another plus 25 from the increased beam. So that's actually a way you can build your ship. Just maximizing the slope design that increases ricochet chance, especially in combination with high resistance. Makes the ship very tanky. What was my detectability? Like target signature thing. Yeah, detectability 10,000 meters. It kind of negates my spotting range advantage, must be said. But still, that was this week's Shipyard Champions. The not a battlecruiser was able to pull it off against 3 very different heavy cruiser designs. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. Goodbye, and take care.